Hello there. We are from Group 16 presenting about gender issues. Starting with the introduction. What is gender issues? Gender issues are the problems experienced by individuals often related to the mistreatments of equality towards the society caused by the gender of males and females. It promotes inequality treatment purely based on the gender of the individual, both males and females. Gender issues arise as gender discrimination is practiced in the society. Gender issues have a connection to the both genders. However, it can be seen more prone towards females. Females are ought to receive discriminations more than males. The issues on gender inequalities could be seen in various areas, such as in education, in the workplace, and even in the household. Moving on to the issues. The first issues about gender is domestic violation against women. A woman in Malaysia took to Facebook to share her account of confronting aggressive behavior at home by her significant other. Gender inequality in the family likewise has broadly concentrated by friendly researchers with regards to wedded hetero couples in which men or husbands have more force than ladies or wives, as demonstrated by the division of family work, mishandling wife, family dynamics, and in more scandalous cases. The second issue is about child marriage. UNICEF upholds the government's national action activity, intend to end child marriage with guarantee that there is social insurance system set up for juvenile young girls, particularly for the individuals who are most marginalized in Bangladesh. Child marriage is the factor children don't have their opportunity during their adolescence. Children should be playing and learning at that age under 18, yet their family is driving them to be in a pen loaded up with torment, being independent, and so forth. This issue is as yet being conveyed these days by ignorant families in light of custom and cash. They experience early pregnancy that outcomes toward the finish of their schooling. As a result, child marriage is one of the most pulverizing instances of gender inequality, as it restricts women's chances and their capacity to arrive at their full individual potential. The third issue is about gender discrimination in the workplace. 56% of Malaysian women have encountered no less than one type of gender discrimination in the work environment, as indicated by the Voices of Malaysian Women on Discrimination and Harassment in the Workplace and Women's Aid Organization. There is a requirement for provisions to ensure against gender discrimination, just as for more prominent maternity leave, paternity leave, and different strategies that take into consideration the more equivalent sharing of care obligations and that work with women remaining in the labor force. The more prominent neglected consideration trouble on women are among the normal purposes behind women's low involvement in the labor force, and these influences the both women workers just as women looking for jobs. Next one is about sexism in Malaysia restrains women's success. Women in Malaysia face a daunting struggle with issues in regards to monetary achievement, training, and generally friendly fairness. Fundamental sexism in Malaysia is the main impetus behind stymieing women's advancement in these areas, making it impressively harder for them to prevail in life than it is for men. A new report proposes that Malaysia positions number 48 out of 153 nations as far as fairness. The issue of fairness is just one of the numerous holes in correspondence women face. The fifth issue is about leveraging gender equality to advance the digital economy of Malaysia. Malaysia has gained ground in the previous decade with regards to gender equality. In light of the Malaysia Gender Gap Index, the nation was positioned number 73 worldwide in 2019, in front of Thailand and Indonesia. The COVID crisis has affected many years of progress as far as gender equality. All throughout the planet, and in Malaysia also, women have been excessively influenced by the emergency contrasted with men, both at work and at home. Around the world, we have tracked down those 40 million to 160 million women, in which 7% to 24% of those at present utilized and may have to progress across occupations to guarantee they are situated for these changes in labor interests. Let's talk about the causes of gender issues. The first one is uneven access to education. All throughout the world, women actually have less admittance to training than men. 1 in 4 of young ladies aged 15 to 24 do not complete elementary school. This group makes up 58% of those who fail to complete this essential education. At the point when women are not taught on a similar level as young men, it hugely affects their future and the sorts of opportunities they'll get. Next one is lack of employment equality. Just 6 nations in the world give women a similar legitimate work rights as men. Indeed, most economies give women just 3 out of 4 the privileges of men. Studies show that if business turned into an all the more in any event battleground, it has a positive cascading type of influence on different regions inclined to gender inequality. The third causes is societal mindsets. It's less unmistakable than a portion of different causes on this rundown. However, the general outlook of a general public altogether affects gender inequality. How society decides the distinctions and worth of men versus women plays a featuring job in each field, regardless of whether it's work or the overall set of laws or medical care. Convictions about sex run profound, and despite the fact that progress can be made through laws and primary changes, there's regularly a pushback following occasions of significant change. Moving to impact of gender issues to society. It will increase rate of mental health issues among women. Gender discrimination is a source of stress, and like any other source of stress, it directly affects mental health. Study from a trusted source in 2020 refers to a study in which women who reported sexism in the past 12 months scored higher on depression screening tools than others. Depending on the situation, facing discrimination can also lead to anxiety and psychological trauma. Next is impact to country. Gender issues increase violence rate against women and girls. Gender inequality is the root cause of violence against women. The 4 main drivers of violence against women are allowing violence against women. Men control decision-making and restrict women's independence. Rigid gender roles and stereotypes and emphasize aggression against women and girls' disrespectful male relationships. There are several solutions for gender issues. Firstly, responsibility of household chores and childcare should be shared equally. When a couple decides to get married and have children together, the responsibility of the household should be shared equally between both partners. For example, while one parent does the cooking, the other can be cleaning, and both parents should try and be present and available during important moments of their children's lives, such as during school events and parent-teacher meetings. Next one is scold chauvinist attitude. Chauvinism refers to an attitude of superiority of those of the opposite sex. Male chauvinism is somewhat related to sexism, which means most often women are inferior to men. Comments and jokes meant to ridicule, demean, or humiliate women are examples of things that should not be tolerated in our community, and we must speak up and admonish those who make these kinds of insults when we come across them. So, that was all from our group. Thank you very much for watching this video.